Let's get started. Number 10, busy procrastination. You've spent the entire day working, you're exhausted, but somehow you made zero progress on anything that actually matters. Welcome to the first self-sabotage pattern. Research shows that roughly 20% of adults are chronic procrastinators, but the sneaky ones don't look like procrastinators at all. They look busy, incredibly busy. This is when you fill your schedule with low-priority tasks so you never have time for what actually matters. You reorganize your desk instead of writing that report. You answer 47 emails instead of having that difficult conversation. You spend 3 hours perfecting a spreadsheet nobody asked for. Your brain loves this trick because you get the dopamine hit of productivity without the anxiety of doing something important. Psychologists call this productive procrastination. You feel like you're working hard while accomplishing nothing meaningful. It's basically lying to yourself while being exhausted. Number 9, comfort zone addiction. Your brain treats change like a physical threat. When you consider doing something unfamiliar, your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for detecting danger, activates the same fight or flight response you'd have if you saw a predator. That's right. Your brain thinks trying a new career path is roughly equivalent to being chased by a lion. This is why you choose familiar misery over unfamiliar possibility. Studies published in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that people who consistently avoid new experiences are more prone to anxiety and lower life satisfaction. Your brain releases comfort chemicals like dopamine and serotonin when you stay in familiar patterns. Change releases stress hormones like adrenaline and glutamate. So your biology is literally paying you to stay stuck. The brain prefers psychological homeostasis, maintaining a familiar state of being, even when that state is making you miserable. Number 8, uprooting. Some people can't stay anywhere long enough for anything to grow. They move cities right when friendships deepen. They quit jobs right when promotions appear. They end relationships right when things get serious. This isn't wanderlust, it's terror disguised as freedom. The pattern looks like someone who's adventurous and spontaneous, but it's actually someone who can't tolerate the vulnerability that comes with commitment. Because if you never let anything mature, you never have to face judgment. You never have to find out if that relationship would have worked. You never discover whether you deserve that promotion. Growth requires staying put long enough to be seen, and being seen means someone finally has the power to evaluate you. Number 7, the perfectionism trap. Winston Churchill once said, "The maxim nothing avails, but perfection may be spelled shorter, paralysis." He was writing to designers who spent more time arguing about landing craft improvements than actually building boats during World War II. Perfectionism isn't high standards. It's impossible standards used as an excuse to never finish. If you never complete something, you never have to face judgment. That novel you've been writing for 6 years isn't a work in progress. It's a shield. Research from Stanford University found that when they monitored 30 students creating complex drawings using brain scans, the more thought they put into the tasks, the worse the results. Overthinking destroys creativity. Perfectionism convinces you that anything less than flawless isn't worth doing. So, you do nothing. Perfectly. Number 6, negative filtering. Your brain is a negativity machine built for survival. Psychologist John Cacioppo at Ohio State University showed people pictures designed to produce positive, negative, and neutral feelings while recording their brain activity. Negative images produced significantly more brain activity than positive or neutral ones. Your brain is simply wired to pay more attention to bad things than good things. This means 100 compliments disappear, but that one criticism plays on repeat for years. Researchers found that it takes a ratio of roughly 5 positive experiences to offset 1 negative. Your brain only saves the bad reviews because for thousands of years, ignoring a threat meant death. Ignoring a compliment just hurt your feelings. Evolution built you to remember insults, failures, and embarrassments in vivid detail, while good memories fade like old photographs. Number 5, analysis paralysis. A Columbia University study analyzed over 750,000 Vanguard investment clients and found that every 10 additional retirement saving options lowered participation by about 2%. When there were 5 options, 70% of people chose one. When there were 35 options, only 63% could decide. More choices made people more likely to choose nothing at all. This is when you research, plan, and prepare forever. You convince yourself you need more information when what you really need is to start. Psychologist Barry Schwartz called this the paradox of choice. More options don't make us happier. They make us anxious. Decision fatigue is real. Each choice you make, from what to wear to what to eat, draws from the same limited supply of willpower. A study of parole board judges found they were significantly more likely to grant parole early in the morning and right after meals. By the end of long sessions, they defaulted to denial. Your brain gets tired of deciding and eventually just stops. Number 4, relationship destruction. A study involving over 1,300 people found that relationship sabotage is a consistent pattern of self-defeating attitudes and behaviors employed to impede success, withdraw effort, and justify failure. These aren't people who are bad at relationships. They're people who are terrified of them. Picking fights, testing partners, pushing people away right when they get close. Your brain treats intimacy like a threat because someone finally has the power to hurt you. Attachment research shows that insecure early experiences shape how we approach relationships forever. If intimacy once meant pain, your brain learned that closeness equals danger. So, you destroy relationships before they destroy you. The problem is, you're destroying the good ones too. Number 3, fear of success. In 1968, psychologist Martina Horner at the University of Michigan asked 90 female and 88 male students to write stories about characters who achieve success. 65% of women wrote stories where success led to negative outcomes, loneliness, social rejection, or misery. Only 10% of men did the same. Horner called this the motive to avoid success. You get close to your goal and suddenly find ways to blow it. Success means new, expectations, more pressure, and losing your identity as someone who struggles. Some people have built their entire personality around being the underdog. If you succeed, who are you? Later research found that fear of success affects both men and women at similar rates and often involves fear of rejection from friends and family. Balkin found in 1987 that students sometimes sabotage their academic success specifically to protect friendships. Success can feel like betrayal of where you came from. Number 2, the imposter spiral. Research shows imposter syndrome affects somewhere between 9 and 82% of people, depending on how you measure it. A meta-analysis of 30 studies involving over 11,000 people found prevalence around 62%. Psychologists Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes first identified it in 1978. Studies show it correlates with depression, low self-esteem, anxiety, and predicts lower work satisfaction and motivation. Every achievement becomes evidence you'll be exposed soon. The better you do, the harder the fall will be when everyone discovers you're a fraud. One study found that people with higher presence of imposter syndrome also showed higher scores for self-hate and survivor guilt. Imposter syndrome creates a psychological trap where success doesn't build confidence, it builds terror. The more you accomplish, the more convinced you become that you don't deserve any of it. Number 1, unconscious loyalty. This is the deepest and most invisible form of self-sabotage. You sabotage yourself to stay at the same level as your family or community. Success feels like betrayal of where you came from. Psychodynamic researchers call this a manifestation of deep-seated intrapsychic conflicts and unconscious motivations. Your brain maintains loyalty to internalized beliefs and expectations of others, even when those beliefs hurt you. If nobody in your family went to college, getting a degree might feel like abandoning them. If your friends mock ambition, chasing success means risking those friendships. Attachment theory shows that early experiences shape our internal working models of relationships and self-worth. If you grew up believing you were unworthy of success or happiness, that unconscious self-perception acts as a self-fulfilling prophecy. You confirm and reinforce these negative beliefs without even realizing it. You're not failing because you can't succeed. You're failing because succeeding would break something inside you that still needs to belong. The good news is that every single one of these patterns can be changed. Your brain created these defense mechanisms to protect you, usually from childhood experiences that no longer apply. Once you recognize the pattern, you can interrupt it. The first step is always awareness. Now you know what to look for. That's all for this one. If you want more videos explaining why your brain works against you, subscribe to the channel. I'm releasing new videos constantly.